Okay, this tutorial today is all about using Photopea again, and we're going to swap faces in this tutorial. So we'll begin by going to photopea.com, and we're going to need an image. You could use one of your own, or in this case, I've already got one. So I'm going to go to File, Open, and I'm going to use this picture of Brad Pitt. And when I downloaded this, I made sure that I had a pretty good resolution. I looked for something that was probably 1200 by, 1200 or something close to that, so that if I needed to zoom in on it, it wouldn't get pixelated. Now I need to find a face that I want to transform into Brad Pitt's body. So I've decided I'm going to use Jimmy Fallon. So I've got, and if you could go to, if you had something saved, you could, use a family member as well. I've got Jimmy Fallon here, and I'm going to use Photopea's ability to copy and paste. So I'm going to right click, and I'm going to copy image. Then I'm going to go back to Photopea, and I could use my shortcut tools, Control V, or I could go to Edit, Paste. All right, so I've got him here, and he's sitting there. Excuse me. Now I want to take this face of his, and I want to put it onto Brad Pitt's body. So I'm going to start off by making a new layer, which is down here in the bottom. It looks like Photoshop's new layer. I'm going to name it Jimmy's face, and this one is Jimmy. You don't have to rename these, but sometimes it helps. Okay, so I'm going to go back to select Jimmy, and I'm going to use the lasso tool. And now I don't need to do it super close, but and I don't want Jimmy's hair. Now, if I didn't like it, I could go Control D, deselect, and redo it. And I'm on Jimmy's layer, so let's just make sure that's where you are. Now I want to copy it, Control C, go to Jimmy's face, okay, and I could Control V. Now I want to turn off Jimmy's face. I'm sorry, the Jimmy Fallon layer. I'm going to take that Jimmy Fallon layer and I'm going to drag it. Is that trash? I was thinking I wanted to delete it. Yeah, I'm going to take it and I'm going to drag it, because I don't want that to mess with me later. So now I've got Jimmy's face and I've got Brad's body. So let me use my move tool. And I'm going to need to resize this. The easiest way to do that is to lower my opacity a little bit so I can see both. Control T to zoom in. Maybe a little bit more. I'm sorry, Control Plus to zoom in. Now, from here, I want to resize this. Okay, and I can move it up a little bit as well. I'm trying to match up his eyes, so I may need it even less. Now I want to resize, so I could go Control Alt T, and if I go Control Alt T, that'll bring up my free transform. In order to hold the proportions, otherwise known as the aspect ratio, I have to hold down Shift. Okay, and I'm just trying to find his eyes, and I'm trying to find Brad Pitt's eyes, and I'm trying to get them close so they'll be in proportion. Okay, so if I think that looks good, I'll hit enter. I'm going to increase my opacity back to 100. So now I've got Jimmy here on Brad's body. But the biggest problem, let me zoom back out here. The biggest problem is I don't, the color, okay, the color is bad. I'm going to move his eyeballs over just a little bit. Okay, so now how do I fix that? Well, I'm on Brad here. I'm going to select Brad. Sorry, my little, sure, hold on one second. Okay, I had lost my layers for just a minute. So I went ahead and I replaced my opacity all the way to 100%. Now, I'm having trouble trying to get my layers to move over so that you can actually see his picture here. But you can tell on this, oops, see if okay, there we go. You can tell on this that his eyes, it looks like maybe his I lost his resize. Let me go back here. Okay, Control Alt T. Not sure what happened there. Control Alt T. Come on. Hold down Shift and let me resize that just a little bit. Hit enter. And I think I probably did a better job before, but it's going to be what it's going to be. So let me raise his back up. Okay, that might be a little bit big, so I maybe should resize that because it's Control Alt T. Hold down Shift. Okay, hit enter. Okay, so now he doesn't look too bad, except for I've got this outline over here. So I want to use a nifty tool in Photopea that's called Auto Blend. So I want to select Jimmy's face, hold down Shift, and select Brad's face. Now what it's going to do is take these two layers, it's going to blend it together, and it's going to use the color tone from the bottom layer. And all I've got to do is have them selected. I'll go to Edit. And Auto Blend. And it does take just a minute. Let me turn off this layer. You can see now that I've put it's taken these layers and it's merged it into one. So let me see if I can get that squeezed in just a little bit. It's not quite as user-friendly on that. Okay, there he is, right there. Now, that's not too bad of a job, is it? I have pretty much taken care of all the color. Now, I maybe could have resized it just a little bit better, but there you have it. I'm going to save this by going to Export As. It's going to be a JPEG. And I'm going to, and there is just a little bit there. I could have maybe gotten a mask and brushed that off before I blended them. But now that I blended them, that's pretty much too late. But it's not too bad. And then I'm going to go ahead and export it as a JPEG up onto the Padlet link. There you have it. Face swapping by Photopea.